Let's talk about what to include in your loved one's application for a bond if your loved one is detained and you'd like your loved one to be released through a court procedure called bond redetermination. So in 2026, these are some things to highly consider in your loved one's application package and request to the court. So in the packet, you and your attorney should consider the following, such as the legal argument for the bond redetermination. There are two main things to point out: that your loved one is not a flight risk, and you point that out by showing that your loved one does have a United States citizen sponsor, and that you have proof of it, and also that your loved one is not a danger to the community. In other words, your loved one has good moral character. So your attorney should write that out and provide proof of it and a list of supporting evidence based on those two main arguments. Let's talk about kinds of evidence to back those claims. So on the list, one thing to consider is how your loved one entered the country. So if your loved one entered the country on a valid visa, there's a higher chance that your loved one will be eligible for a bond and released. Whereas if your loved one entered without inspection and crossed through the border, it will be a lot harder, especially in 2026. So have a discussion with your attorney about the realistic options based on the manner in which your loved one entered the country. So provide proof that your loved one entered, for example, on a tourist visa, student visa, maybe overstayed, and have a copy of that in your packet. Then you should also consider proof that your sponsor is a United States citizen. So for example, proof of your loved one's sponsor's birth certificate if that person was born in the United States, or a naturalization certificate proving that that sponsor became a United States citizen. Then as for evidence supporting the claim that your loved one is not a flight risk, the sponsor should also include his or her tax returns, especially the most recent year. And if you want, you can consider including previous years. And then also some other financial documents like bank statements, employment pay stubs, employment verification letter, things like that, to prove that your loved one is not a flight risk because your loved one has a United States citizen sponsor. So those are some things that you can consider including in your bond request to have your loved one released from detention. And please contact us. We're happy to share with you our experience with these kinds of cases, and we wish you all the best.